Hey guys. I'm not even going to address the fact that I haven't been doing this for a long time, but here we are. You know the drill. I'm holding makeup. I already went ahead and put these two primers on my face, my Milani eyeshadow primer and the ELF like matte putty primer. I love these. I do my makeup all the time, even though, I don't film it anymore much. But I got this new, the Natasha Denona High Glam, what is it? Hyper Natural Face Palette. And I love it. And of course, me being me, it's magnetic, so I already took out the everyday shade and switched it for this like metallic silver that I love. And I took out the soft pink, like silvery one and put in this like, kind of like red semi-metallic thing. Just because, like I like the palette, I like the bronzer, I like the brushes, but I felt like it could be a little darker, you know. I'm not opposed to natural makeup, but I'm like, girl, I don't put makeup on, put this time aside, do all this. Like, I want to see it. So I switched those colors out, but they're not bad colors. I did like them. So today, I'm just going in with that. This semi-metallic red. This shade is actually from the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, which I love. Which I disassembled and switched all the shades around, so now I love it even more. My last video, I think I said that I was in a big Natasha Denona phase, and to be perfectly honest, I'm still in a huge Natasha Denona phase. So I kind of stopped making videos because I'm like, I'm not trying anything new. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing, but I'm just like whipping the eyeshadow right on my eyelid with this like Sonia Kashuk, it's from Target, the wide eyeshadow brush. I love it. If I could only have one eyeshadow brush to use for like the rest of my life, I would pick this one brush. Most of the time I don't really use anything else because I'm just like too lazy. But yeah, so I'm still in a huge Natasha Denona phase. I'm not really trying a lot of new makeup, and if I do, it's Sephora, which is so different for me. I feel like when I started making videos, I was like drugstore, cheap, which is great. I actually have another mirror over here that I could have been using this whole time, but I'm assuming that if you're watching this video at this point that you're not here for makeup reviews because I haven't done that in ages, and you're probably just here to be like, what's she up to? Because I kind of, I let you in, then I cut you off. But please don't take it personally. I'm just all over the place, and like, I work full time as an artist in my everyday life. Actually, I work more than full time. I work like all the time because I sell so much of my art in multiple different mediums, and it's amazing. And it's amazing to be an artist and to be selling work and to be able to do the work that I love like every day. And I have my pets, and I have a supportive partner, and I have family, and everything in my regular life is just really, really just nice right now. And I think that's a big part of why I haven't been doing as much of this like random fun kind of content. I think during the pandemic and things like that, it was a huge outlet for me. But now that regular life has kind of like grown back, I'm very into it. But, I also sometimes miss doing this. I felt like making these videos offered me an opportunity to like really connect with people that I would never, I'd never be able to, probably will never meet or never see or never really know. And like, I just think that's such a beautiful, strange thing that's like so unique to our time period that we shouldn't take for granted. So here I am to put myself back out into the great beyond to see what the great beyond brings back to me. So, as you can probably tell, I'm just using the same eyeshadow and just like thoroughly coating my eyelid and then like fluffing it up out into the crease. I kind of have like these tiny little eyelids, so I find that if I just put eyeshadow on my eyelid, it makes my eyes actually look like smaller. So I really try to fluff it all out all the way around, like over the edges and whatever, just so you can like see some of it. But I try to keep it like most impactful on my lid, whatever. I actually think I'm done with that. It looks pretty good. And now this palette has like blush and bronzer, and I'm not a big bronzer girl because I'm super pale, but these bronzers are pretty light. I kind of go for these two. Obviously, like the darkest one is way too dark for me. And I kind of put the bronzer like right on my cheekbone by my hair, because I like the look of like blush reaching all the way back to your hair. But I kind of feel like it doesn't look very natural to have like a pink flush all the way to your hairline. I kind of feel like this little, it's almost like a faux contour. Because I have pretty pronounced cheekbones, so I always feel like I look a little crazy when I contour, because when you look at the natural shape of my face, it's like, it's already contoured. Like I have a pretty, I don't have any confidence issues with my jawline. Thanks, Dad. But yeah, so I just do a little bit by the back by my hair to keep it from being like too pink. And then I kind of go between the two blushes. I mostly use the pink, the light pink one. Duh, because I'm pale. I probably don't need to keep repeating that. You can probably see it. Not that I'm showing you anything that I'm doing. I also like using this Shop Miss A highlighter brush for blush, because I like to like overdo it with my blush, so I find that having like a smaller, fluffier brush, like it allows me to feel like I'm putting a lot of blush on while simultaneously not like fluffing it all over my face. I also like to use kind of like patting motions, because I feel like anytime I'm dragging, like I'm no spring chicken, I'm gonna be brutally honest, I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30, we'll leave it at that, but I'm not trying to pull my face around, you know, like things aren't as tight as they used to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just find that like when I'm moving my skin around and doing my makeup, I end up with like little wrinkles and patches, and you know, we want to be, I just find that like really gentle, slow building with a makeup application with not too much brushing to have a much more airbrushed and like refined kind of effect. So I put a lot more blush than contour, obviously. I like to really focus on the apples of my cheeks and my beautiful high cheekbones. I don't know, and I do kind of really blend it right up to like, I try to fluff the eyeshadow out and fluff the blush right up into that eyeshadow. I don't know. This palette's really good for me because it's probably actually hard to see. I'm sitting in front of a window, so this is natural sunlight, people. No ring light, no setup, no recording on my phone, so this is the real of this palette. And honestly, even though the blush looks really like a pale, cool tone pink, something happens when you mix these two together, and it almost is more like a little bit of a peachy coral, which is good for my skin. Like I can't do a lot of like cool tone blush because I have this really pale yellow undertone. Like I think I have like, I don't know, like I'm not really cool undertoned or warm undertoned. It's like this pale, neutral, greeny, yellowy white. I don't know, man. You guys, I struggle with the colors of my skin. People like, look at your veins. Like when I look at my veins through my arm, like I can tell the blue veins and the purple vein, like they look true to color. Like my skin is like, I'm like a cave fish. So I feel like I can kind of put like whatever colors I want on my face, as long as I do like my whole face kind of in the same family, like warm blush, warm eyeshadow, warm are all cool. But I just noticed that if something's like a too cool tone, or like almost a blue cool tone kind of blush or a lipstick, I put that on and it looks insane because it makes like the yellow undertone just, the whole thing just pops. The contrast is just insane. And it makes me look so much more pale than I normally do. Whatever, that was a long ramble about nothing. I fluffed, I brushed. I don't know, I think it looks pretty blended out. I really blend my blush, even though I put a lot on. I try to like, I don't know, I go back and forth because like I love these heavy blushy looks, but then I'm like afraid, but then I'm like having fun and I don't want to stop, but then like I do want myself to stop because I'm like afraid that I'm overdoing it. And so here we are, just like rambling and putting colorful powder on my face as usual. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably good. This is the palette. So I'll just point out one more time. This shade and this shade are ones that I put in. Because these are magnetic. So you can switch all of these with your mid-size Natasha Denona. Denona. I can't say her name sometimes. Denona. We're just going to call her Denona because I need to stop buying more of it. It's like, take my paycheck, Natasha. And these two bigger pans are magnetic, but they only interchange with the Love palette, the MIDI Love palette, which is like whatever. So I have contemplated like putting a highlighter instead of one of these, but I don't know. You know, I'll probably switch them at some point. The other face palette that she came out with, the Glam face palette, is Peachy Coral Browns, and that's my favorite one, and it sucks because that's the only one that's not magnetic, but it's also perfect. Like, I wouldn't change anything about that one, so I guess it's like, may as well make the perfect one non-magnetic. But I'm super excited about this one because the packaging is fabulous, and you know, obviously I have a ton of shades I can switch in and out of this. I think if I wasn't able to, if this wasn't magnetic, it would not have been as attractive. And I do like that these are powder formulas for the blush and the bronzer, because the other palettes have cream formulas, and I do like them. I feel like they perform well on me, but I also feel like they're going to dry up before I use them up. And in my collection, like, I like to try and buy stuff that's as shelf stable as possible, so I feel like, you know, I have enough time to really enjoy it before it goes bad. But I don't know, this is not a bad one. I would try to get it on sale, obviously, or wait. Like, it's part of her permanent collection, so don't let me sell you on this thing. Like, there could be other things you like more. I'm just like a stan of Natasha Denona at this point. And yeah, I just used the primers directly on my face. I didn't use any base makeup, like no concealer, no foundation, none of that. I don't powder it after I'm done. I don't use setting spray. This is probably it. I might use mascara. I probably won't do that on camera if I do it, but if I do mascara, I've been using the Sephora Love the Lift. This one's great because it's like thin and very black and very like buildable, but not, it doesn't get clumpy. It's like smooth, and you can build and build and build and build and build, which is something that I really like. Like, it kind of dries slowly, so you have a lot of time to comb out your lashes. But I love this. It's probably the only mascara I'm going to use for a while. Once I decide I like something too, like, I don't feel compelled to change. Speaking of, actually, I'll show you the lip. Clinique Black Honey. I mean, this is at least the third one I've owned in my life. This is one of my favorite products of all time. This was one of my favorite lip products when I was like a child that was too young to purchase their own makeup, but still somehow really wanted to wear makeup. There's pictures of me when I was little, like probably 8 or 9 years old, like on a family vacation, and I'm sitting there with like jewelry, red lipstick on. I was like, I'm on vacation, live my best life. But yeah, this has been a favorite forever. I feel like it just looks good, and I don't need a mirror to put it on, and it's effortless, and I'm lazy. Big part of why I haven't been making videos for y'all, because I'm lazy. Nah, I'm just busy with other things, but if you missed me, you better tell me in the comments. Say nice things. Tell me what you want to hear from me next. Maybe I'll make another video. I don't know. We'll see. It wasn't too bad. I might not even put on mascara, guys. I'm so lazy. I've been like I don't need mascara. Mascara needs me. Oh. So, this might just be the look. I guess it is hyper natural. But you can still see it, you know. We so cute, we so cute.